Hello everybody, my name is Femke.
Katharina, or short Kathy.
Joey Sordell.
I'm Bruno.
Ki Mogo. I'm a lawyer and a YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria.
And I'm from the Netherlands.
Ontario, Canada.
I'm from the United States.
From Sri Lanka.
I'm from Egypt, but I was born and raised in Milan, in Italy.
I'm half Swedish and half Lebanese. I currently live in Morocco.
And I am from Belgium.
And I'm from Brisbane, Australia.
I've experienced racism myself. I'm Colombian and I live in the Netherlands now. And especially in middle school and high school, there were people who had racist comments about me, about my skin, where I came from, telling me to go back to my own country because I'm Colombian.
Sometimes kids called me Nazi, just because I'm German. It was hurtful for a while.
I wear a hijab in a non-Muslim country like Italy. A group of guys come near me and said, oh my god, she's wearing a hijab, she's going to explode herself.
My siblings did. A teacher treated my sister differently just because of her skin color. She always brought up the facts, like for no reason, that oh, she's black or she can't do this or dumb or things like that, just bringing her down for no reason.
I myself have faced racism several instances throughout my life, most notably during this COVID-19 pandemic.
A lot of weird looks from people around me. The guy picked me up by the leg, pinned me to the window, and then they just made fun of me. What is up? Why are you guys doing this? I didn't do anything to you guys and you picked me as a target from day one. For those of you who don't know, in Brussels there's a big divide, in Belgium there's a big divide between Flemish and French speaking people where there's a kind of sort of racism between the languages, and if you're originally from one of the two sides of the country, then you get judged by the other side of the country. It's messed up.
I've never experienced the racism on my skin. Okay, I've experienced some kind of discriminations, but this doesn't mean that I've never seen racism in Italy, in my society, in my area. Every morning I used to take the bus to reach the school, and every morning the bus was full with students and with workers, and everybody was complaining that there were not enough seats available. There was only one seat available, and this seat was next to a black man. And it was so sad to see that people prefer to stay up rather than sit next to this man. I was always sitting with him.
I often get racial slurs shouted at me like Chin Chon Chan. It's just a bad imitation of the Chinese language and insult towards Chinese people. And I'm not even Chinese, I'm from the Philippines. I mean, they may just be words, but you have to know that words are powerful. Words have an impact. And people who employ the labels to make fun of and put down other people think of themselves as the better, as the superior race. Intentionally or not, they are propagating, they are intensifying hate against an entire race of people. If you think about it, these words, like many other racial slurs, are thrown again and again at many people, including children.
Check your privilege edition. Put a finger down if you have been called a racial slur. Put a finger down if you've been followed in a store unnecessarily. Put a finger down if someone has crossed the street to avoid passing you. Put a finger down if you've had someone clench their purse in an elevator with you. Put a finger down if you've had someone step off of an elevator to keep from riding with you. Put a finger down if you've been accused of not being able to afford something expensive. Put a finger down if you have had fear in your heart when being stopped by the police. Put a finger down if you have never been given a pass on a citation that you deserved. Put a finger down if you have been stopped or detained by police for no valid reason. Put a finger down if you have been bullied solely because of your race. Put a finger down if you have been denied service solely because of the color of your skin. Put a finger down if you've ever had to teach your child how not to get killed by the police. Any fingers left? That's privilege.
What are the questions white Americans should be asking?
Questions about racial disparities. So why is it that unarmed black people are killed by police too many times and armed white people are simply arrested? Why is it in Minneapolis that black people are 20% of the population, but 60% of the victims of police shootings? Why is it that the black unemployment rate is twice as high as the white unemployment rate?
The neighborhood watch saw him and thought he was suspicious. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He was literally just walking to a convenience store 10 minutes away. By the way, his name was Trayvon Martin. This is racial. I don't give a shit what people have to say. Like, I get so angry when people deny that racism exists in this country. What the is this? This isn't like some joke. He wasn't doing anything. He was a 17-year-old boy. When the ambulance arrived at the scene, you know what they found? They found Skittles and Arizona iced tea in his pocket. He wasn't armed at all. Why is this guy even using a gun? There was no self-defense in this situation.
The Bernard Whitehurst case. And not only did the police kill him, they put a gun down to make it seem as though he was shooting at them. And they later found out that the gun belonged to the evidence room of the Montgomery Police Department. Now, I know it's 1978, but to the people, to the Whitehurst family, it could have been yesterday. In the city of Montgomery, and I've gone to every mayor since Henry Farmer and asked this question: why hasn't this family been punished? The Bernard Whitehurst case.
Criminalizing and killing of black and brown bodies is not new. It's as old as America. It's just getting filmed more.
Do you know what it feels like to be hunted? To have a new hashtag for a dead black person every single day? How does one plan a life if they aren't sure they will have a life to plan? Trayvon,
Armstrong,
Anderson,
Deborah Dan,
Megan Flatten, Jeremiah Hall,
Michelle Lee
Clark, Orlando Costello, Nia Webster,
Breonna Taylor, George Floyd. His name was George Floyd. Say his name.
Say his name.
George Floyd. Say his name.
Say their names.
What did I feel after watching George Floyd's last moments?
To be honest, I was shocked.
Anger, despair.
Angry because racism still exists.
Sadness, heartbreak.
Frustrated because this is just the latest instance of how racism is being perpetuated through police brutality.
It's horrible to see and think that someone would be capable of just cold-bloodedly taking away someone's life.
I could tell he was determined to complete whatever it is he was doing, which apparently was murdering the man.
Like putting their knee on their neck and literally waiting till they die.
I hope they would let him go.
You are prohibiting him from breathing.
I hope that they would let him breathe, because he said, please, I can't breathe.
It just made me wonder, like, does the police have a heart?
The other officers just stood there, that didn't even look at him, that didn't even look at George, and that's what broke my heart.
You don't have the right to take someone's life that isn't yours.
Unforgivable.
I don't think this should be happening anymore.
What the police did was really wrong, and it hurts that people just do whatever they like because they have whatsoever authority that they think they have.
Any human should still be facing life-threatening conditions by the people that are meant to protect them just because of the color of their skin.
Racism always took place, but now it gets filmed.
I always see cases of police brutality against blacks in America. First of all, I saw posts, people saying, oh, a black man has been killed by a white cop. And immediately what came to my mind was, again? So I couldn't watch the video. I refused to watch the video because I had had enough of that kind of news. because it does something to you. At some point, you just lose faith in humanity when you continue to watch news like that.
So my message to fight off racism is that it all starts with educating ourselves. We have to educate ourselves because this is a problem that we have to solve.
As a youth, we should have in mind that we are the ones who, carry out the society and the culture and everything forward, So we should be able to come up with a plan or at least influence people.
And so we have to educate ourselves to fully understand why this is a problem, why we have to step up, and why we have to use our voice, because we cannot be silent, We have to fix the system, and we have to know why.
Get active, tell other people about it, and because then you can help them of getting an image about it, because the media is not always telling what it's really like.
Silence is betrayal, silence is violence. If you stay silent, you can't help. We need you to speak up. Tell people in your family or in your community when they are racist, when they make wrong comments. Tell them they are being wrong, and show them what racism can do to people. And please show your support. People really need it. So yeah, we have to be strong together and let our voices be heard.
All of us are equal and have the same chances, and where we all could thrive and lead to help to make better change. Whether it is by donating money to associations that try to help people in need, by signing the petitions that are going around the internet, or joining the manifestations in your country, in your city, because the manifestations for this movement have gone around the world now. Not only in the US, we have seen some in France, in the UK, in Sweden, in Australia, in New Zealand. Try to remember the past, try to remember what has happened and not do the same mistakes over again.
Get active, go to demonstration, post things on social medias, get informations about it, because what you have in your brain will last there, and then you can tell other people about it. Meet with friends, talk about it for an hour, share links, vote.
The blacks, the minorities should go out and vote in those elections. Find out these people who are contesting for the post of your sheriff, post of your district attorney. Find out who they are, find out what their ideologies are. If their ideologies are not one that would help bring down systemic racism, then don't vote for them. Do not vote for them. You need to sit down with these contestants and ask them, what do you intend to do when you go in there? You come up with your own proposal saying, this is how I want you to dismantle this thing. These are laws, reforms that I want you to make. I want you to pass these laws that will criminalize XYZ. I want you to pull down certain laws that already exist. These are very clear things that you should do as an American if you want to change things.
Okay, let's keep this short and simple. My whole rumble is going to be about educating yourself and understanding the topic more. Because if we want to change racism, we have to understand it and understand the system, and otherwise we cannot change it if we don't understand something. So why do we have racism? It's something we humans have created because there's only one race, and it's the human race. And we thought it would be better to put people in boxes on physical appearance and then create a system around that so that one group can provide on it and the other one not. That's what happened. So we could make a race on something as silly as eye color. We could use brown eyes and blue eyes and make different races from that. And somebody actually did that to show how you can build a system and how you can revert a system back to how it was before. This was done by a woman called Jane Elliott, and she did this with around 20 kids and made them racist in 50 minutes one day, and the other day she turned it around in another 15 minutes. If you want to watch that, I greatly recommend it. It was just the whole thing about racism in a much better light of understanding. So it's called Declassified It. I would actually really recommend it that you watch it. You learn a lot about it, and everybody should know it. And if you want to know how you could have conversations about race or religion or politics with somebody, I recommend the Source 119 YouTube channel. There's this lecturer there named Sam who talks about race, religion, cultural forms in his sociology classes with the people themselves, and has just an open and honest conversation about it. Because it's important that we talk about it and change our implicit biases. You may ask, what is implicit bias? Implicit bias is your attitude or your unconscious prejudice or stereotyping of something. And you can test that with the EAT test on Harvard, where they, with a reaction time, figure out where your presence is based on the reaction time you have. They put people into categories and you have to do some tests and you get your end result. It's a great thing, you should take it. And yeah, that's it for now. Just have this conversation with people, because that's the only way how we can change things on an individual level. Because if we are not aware of it, we cannot change it.
Must be conscious about the problem of racism, because it's something real. It's something that all of us live every day. And because together and united, the struggle becomes more powerful. But we have to start from ourselves.
But it is not unique and it is not isolated to the United States. It exists absolutely everywhere. It exists here in Germany. It exists in the United Kingdom. It exists in Saudi Arabia. It exists in India and South Africa. Every single part of the world. Europe is absolutely full of it. And it has to stop. There has to be a change. We have to realize that it's each one of our responsibilities. Each individual has a responsibility to stand up, make their voice heard, and make it clear that racism has no place in this world anymore. And it's each one of our responsibilities to do that. So my message to the people is stand up, rise up, make your voice heard, and let's end racism.
Angela Davis quotes, and he said that in a racist society, it isn't enough to be non-racist. You have to be anti-racist.
I think there's only one way we can fight racism, and that's with compassion, love, not hatred. Love over fear. Simple as that.
Love over fear.
I belong, and all we belong to the only race we know, humans.
We breathe the same way as other people do.
That it doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, how old you are, what's your job. It doesn't matter, because it's the important thing. What matters is the inside. And in the inside, we are equal.
Who cares what color you are? Who cares what race you are? Who cares where you come from? All that matters is how you interact with the person, how the person is to you.
There's nothing wrong with your eyes. There's nothing wrong with your skin. Asians are not a virus. Muslims are not terrorists. Blacks are not threats.
I honestly think that no one should be judged or mistreated because of their sexuality, their skin color, their beliefs, or even where they're from. Because at the end of the day, we're all equal, we all have something in common, we're all humans, and we deserve to be alive. We have the right to live, we have the right to go to work, we have the right to practice whatever we want, we have the right to walk on the streets without thinking that one day someone will have the right to shoot us.
But we were all created by the same God who thought of diversity, made people with different characters, skin colors, and like it just makes the world like a fuller, beautiful place because of the difference and like it's just God did a great job. And all I can say is that I am no different from any other person in the world. My skin doesn't define who I am, but it adds things to me. And I am proud to be black, just as you should be proud to be any color you are. And like I love every single person in this world for who you've come out to be. For the person I meet, I appreciate you for who you are, and that's all that matters. I would love you just the way you present yourself. And that's it. Love everyone. Don't let your decisions be on what you see. Look at the heart, and that's the heart is what matters. What is inside the person is what matters the most. Not outside beauty, but inside beauty.
Please remember, No lives matter until Black Lives Matter.
Hashtag Black Lives Matter. We want justice.
Black Lives Matter.